Go on.
We haven't been rude to you.
Why is you come running after me saying get patrols out the back?
Well, I need to know who you are.
No, you don't need to know who I am.
Cars in the
How about none of your business?
It is my business.
No, it's not your business. Do you want to be done under Section 26 of the Criminal Justice Act?
Right.
Keep your distance and don't touch me or
I'm not, I haven't even touched you.
Right, well that's assault.
I haven't even touched you.
Are you detaining me?
I'm not detaining you at the moment.
Right,
I want to
then.
speak to you about what's going on.
If you're not detaining me, bugger off. Go on. You're dismissed.
No, I'm not dismissed.
Well, you're not getting anything out of me, so
right.
Jog on. Drop this lady some comments, guys. She obviously thinks it's a problem, taking pictures of police cars. Let her know what you think. This is Wallasey Police Station. What's up, guys? Hello. What's the problem? I don't know. Why is everyone out here? Why is everyone out here?
You stay there, second.
No, I won't. Are you detaining me?
What's your name?
None of your business. Are you detaining me?
You are going to be detained, mate.
Ah, yeah. Am I right? I've just spoke to the others.
Yeah, have you? You're going to be detained under the Terrorism Act, mate, because you're taking photographs of there. What's your name?
Why are you being followed around like this? At this you here. We haven't done anything to you at all. Why did you run over and ask for patrol cars at the back? You were asking who I am, but that's not something you actually need to know. Those cars over there are not your concern. You might think it's your business, but IT really isn't. Nah, IT doesn't work that way. Are you seriously trying to bring up legal sections over this? That doesn't make sense here. Please keep your distance and don't come any closer. I haven't touched anything, so let's be clear. Am I being detained right now? I'm not being detained. You say you just want to talk. Well, if that's the case, then let me carry on. I'm not required to stay here. You're not going to get any information out of me like this, so there is no point continuing. You should move on and leave IT there. Everyone watching can see what's happening here. Taking photos of police cars isn't a crime, yet it's being treated like one. Let people decide for themselves. This shouldn't be made into an issue when it's something completely allowed. You're standing outside the station, and suddenly here is a big situation. What exactly is the problem here? Why is this escalating? I'm not just going to stand still because you say so. If you're stopping me, then be clear. Am I being detained or not? You're asking for my name, but I'm asking you the same thing. That's the real reason behind all of this. If you're going to detain me, then say it clearly. Otherwise, there is no reason for me to stay here and cooperate. I've already spoken to others about this, so I understand what's going on. This isn't new to me, and I know where I stand.
Right, just to let you know that I'm doing a documentary on YouTube for the abuse of Section 43 and Section 58, and how police are abusing them powers.
Section 43 and whatever, of what act?
You tell me.
I don't know.
What section are you detaining me under?
Well, the Terrorism Act.
Which is section of that? Which section of it?
I'm telling you, it's under the Terrorism
Which
Act.
section are you detaining me under?
Ultimately, mate, you're recording police cars.
That's what I do for my hobby.
Okay, well, it's a strange hobby. Just hang on this.
No, it's so strange isn't a crime, is it? 3196. What's your collar number, sir?
1390.
And what's your name?
Yeah, I've just got a couple
You only need the collar number.
cars in the back of the police station. I don't know if anyone's seen them already.
Yes, they have.
I'm just checking.
That, mate, will be an unlawful detainment if you're detaining me, and you will learn the hard way you don't do that without evidence. Okay?
Do it under suspicion, mate.
No, you don't. You've got to have reasonable suspicion. Photography alone is not reasonable suspicion.
Depends what your photographer is.
Photography alone, anything I want. Photography alone is not reasonable suspicion.
Why am I being followed like this? What exactly is the issue here? We haven't done anything wrong to you. Why did you rush over asking for patrol cars at the back? You're asking who I am, but that's not something you need to know. Those cars over there are not your concern. You may think IT is, but IT really isn't your business. Nah, IT doesn't work like that. Are you seriously trying to bring up legal sections over the situation? That doesn't apply here. Please keep your distance and don't come any closer. I haven't touched anything at all, So let's be clear, I being detained. You're think I'm not being detained, just that you want to talk. In that case, I'm free to leave and continue what I was doing. You're not going to get any information from me like this, so there is no point continuing. You should just move on. People watching can clearly see what's happening. Taking photos of police vehicles is not a crime. This is being made into a bigger issue than it actually is. It's something completely allowed and shouldn't be treated otherwise. You're outside the station, and suddenly here is a scene. That's the real problem here. WHY is this escalating so much? I'm not going to stand still just because you say so. If you're stopping me, then be clear, am I being detained or not? You're asking for my name, but I'm asking you for a reason first. What's actually going on here? If you're going to detain me, then say it clearly. Otherwise, there is no reason for me to stay here. I've already spoken to others about situations like this, so I understand what's happening. This isn't new to me. You're threatening to detain me over this. That's not justified at all. Can you repeat exactly what you just said? This is not made the standard for reasonable assert. You should check your own guidelines and official instructions. Wait a moment, let's be clear here. WHY is he trying to detain me, and under what legal section exactly? Let me speak for a second. I want to explain my side without being interrupted. The officer introduces himself as a duty inspector from the station and steps in to address the situation. He claims that my behavior outside the station looks suspicious and refers to powers under anti-terror laws. But simply recording or taking photos is not counted as reasonable suspicion. That alone isn't enough to justify a search. In making it clear, again, photography by itself is not grounds for action under those laws. He insists that my behavior raises concern and says he believes there are valid grounds to suspect something. I respond by saying that if I'm searched without proper cause, I will challenge it legally and take action if needed. I'm also asking for identification details, as I have the right to know who is involved in this. I make it clear that I'm not leaving the area because I'm not required to. I'm simply recording, and that's allowed. He says I should inform people when recording, but I explain that I'm not obligated to do that in this situation. I repeat that any search without proper justification would be unlawful, and they need stronger grounds before taking action.
You'll get your backsides kicked if you even try and detain me over that.
Can you repeat that, please?
It is not reasonable suspicion. Check your code of conduct. Check the memo of the Chief of Police. We are allowed to do this.
Hey, calm down, we're just double checking. All right.
Right, why is this guy detaining me?
I told him.
He does it, what section?
Listen to, let me speak. My name's Craig. I'm one of the duty inspectors at Wallasey Police Station here.
Right.
You're acting suspiciously outside the government building, all right? Under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, we can search you.
That you need reasonable suspicion. If you look,
Why are you filming outside?
photography alone is not reasonable.
Issue. Can I ask you to leave the area, please?
Photography alone is not reasonable suspicion.
You're
Okay.
going to be searched under the Terrorism Act.
If what?
Basically because you're acting suspicious. I have reasonable grounds to suspect.
Search me and I will sue you. I will sue you, Inspector. What's your collar number?
I will ask you to leave the area.
No, I won't leave the area. Are you recording?
Yeah, I am recording.
You need to tell me when you're recording. You don't turn it on and not tell someone they're recording. No, I am not. If you want to search me, it'll be an unlawful search and I will have you. Yes, it would. You need more.
Yes, I can do that if I want to. There is nothing stopping me from choosing to do it. You can check what happened with Darlington Police. They ended up in court over a similar situation involving me. This is the same kind of issue. A search like that would be unlawful, and detaining me without proper reason is also not allowed. Make sure everything is recorded clearly, because this could become important later. Let me explain this in a simple way so here is no confusion. You can carry on with what you're doing, but listen carefully. You're seeing him acting suspiciously outside the police station, but that's just your opinion. A court would decide otherwise. Just standing outside or being present doesn't automatically mean anything is wrong. That alone doesn't prove anything. You also maintained the threat level being high, but that still doesn't justify treating normal behavior as suspicious. You're comparing this to something serious like hostile observation, but that's not what's happening here. This is broad daylight, and everything is open and visible. Here is nothing hidden or secretive about what I'm doing. Here is no need to make personal remarks or escalate things. It is not helping the situation at all. You say you're doing your job, but it's important to do it correctly. Otherwise, GT can lead to problems later on. If this goes further, it will become clear who handled the situation properly and who didn't. I'm completely fine with that outcome because I know where I stand on this. You're pointing out that I'm moving around outside the station and calling that suspicious. But moving from one place to another doesn't automatically create reasonable grounds for suspicion. Even your own guidelines make it clear that this alone isn't enough. If needed, I can bring up the official guidance online and show you exactly what it says. IT clearly states that photography by itself is not valid grounds for a search under these laws. That's something you should be aware of, because it's part of your own procedures.
You've been at every police
Can
station.
I just... Yeah.
Right? And why are you
Exactly,
doing that?
because I feel like it. Look up Darlington Police and see how they're in court over arresting me over the Terrorism Act.
Arrested, you're going to be searched.
Right, well, same thing. It's an unlawful search, it's an unlawful detainment. Get that and get everything.
Guys, listen, I'll explain to you a simple
You're going
term.
to court, mate.
That's fine.
You're going to court.
What I'll say
You're
to you
going
is
to
you
court.
are acting suspiciously
No, I'm
outside
not,
the police
no, I'm
station.
not.
Yes, you
The
are.
court will prove I'm not.
You are standing
court
outside
will
the front
prove I'm
gate.
not. I've done it
We're
before.
recording.
All right.
So what?
Our terrorism
I'll
threat
do what I
level
want.
is high,
I'll
and
do
I'm
that.
not happy
No,
with
it's
people
not.
standing out. It's like you're doing a hostile reconnaissance. I am not
No,
happy.
it's not.
I am
Hostile
not
reconnaissance
happy.
is not in broad daylight, you Wally. You don't need to get personal, is there? It's this when you do the legal
We're
stuff,
doing
really.
our job.
No,
You're
you're
doing
not.
what you're
You're doing
doing.
it wrong. And you're going to find that out. He's
that's
going to
up to
find
the
it
courts
out.
to decide,
And
but
he's
it's
going to
not.
find it out.
I'm more than happy with that.
It won't be.
Right,
Hang around outside the police station.
listen to me.
You go from one to the other.
Yeah?
You're acting suspicious.
No, it's
That's
not.
Sufficient grounds for
No,
me.
it's not.
Under
Not
the
for you, it's
terrorism.
not. Not if you. The chief of police says it is not reasonable grounds for suspicion. I can get it up now on the internet. Do you want me to get it up and show you?
That's okay.
I'll get it up and show
I've got
you.
internet access myself, that's
Photography alone is not reasonable grounds for a search under Terrorism Act. You're going to learn that, pal.
The way you're leaning over the barrier into a secured rear area of the police station is what's raising concern here. Yes, I understand what you're saying, but I'm still allowed to stand here and do what I'm doing. You're saying there have been cases where people try to record entry codes, and that could risk officer safety. But even if that were possible, I'm not doing that, and it won't automatically make it a crime either. You keep maintaining security, but that doesn't mean I lose my right to stand here and record. If I choose to take photos of vehicles coming out, that's my decision, and it's not breaking any law. You can ask me to leave, but that doesn't mean I'm required to go. I'm choosing to stay right here. If you believe you have grounds to search, then go ahead, but I'm making it clear I don't agree with it. I'm simply taking photos of police vehicles as a hobby. I'm not entering any restricted area or crossing any boundaries. I'm staying outside, in a public space, and I know I'm allowed to film from here. You're saying I could get into trouble, but I'm not doing anything that would justify that. Telling me to stop filming doesn't change the effect that I'm waiting my rights to continue. I'm just trying to capture vehicles as they live, maybe even during emergency calls. It is something I'm interested in. Calling this common courtesy doesn't make sense if it involves stopping me without proper reason. Searching someone just for taking pictures isn't justified, and that's the issue here. You keep repeating that my actions look suspicious, but that's only your interpretation. You maintained that when you arrived there, I was near the gate and filming vehicles and staff cars. From your point of view, that raised concerns about what I might do with that information. But you also need to consider that there are perfectly harmless reasons for recording in public. Assuming bad intent without clear evidence isn't enough to take action. You're suggesting I could misuse information about vehicles or staff, but that's just a possibility, not proof. Here is no clear indication that I intend to do anything wrong with what I record. A suspicion alone isn't enough. You need prepare reasonable grounds before taking things further. That's the point here, and it's something that should be followed carefully.
The manner in which you're taking it, just leaving over a barrier of a secure rear yard of a police station.
Exactly.
So what? I can do that if I want.
We've had people trying to film the code to get into it.
From that information, you could possibly obtain personal details of police officers, which then put them and their families at
That is, even if I wanted to, which I'm not, that's not a crime either. So
I'm not
tough.
saying you're going to do it, but it's a security risk for us. It's our
I can do that if I want. If I want to take pictures of every personal car coming out, I'll do it. And there's nothing you can do. Do you want to bet? Do you want to bet? Watch me.
Ask you to leave the area.
No, I won't leave the area.
You've been searched now.
Yeah?
Okay.
Jog on. You're dismissed. I'm taking pictures of the police cars. What I do for a hobby.
It's a private property.
Right, I won't go in it. I won't go in it. I can stand here and film. Learn the law, pal. You're already in trouble. I suggest you don't get yourself any further
I'm
trouble.
not having you filming.
Tough. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm taking some pictures of the marked cars when they come out, hopefully getting some leaving on emergency calls.
Common courtesy.
Common courtesy, searching me for taking pictures is common courtesy. Jog on.
Well, as I've said to you, and you get this on camera, the manner in which you're taking pictures raises a suspicion. You weren't standing there. When I've pulled up to the gate, you've been leaning over the car park,
Right.
capturing police vehicles and the police staff and police officers' vehicles,
Right.
which for me raises my suspicion that you're probably up to no good and you're going to use that information.
For what? How could I use it?
You could use it
No, you couldn't.
essentially for me or one of my colleagues to come into harm
couldn't.
with their personal vehicles.
Not
We
at
could have
all.
our own things
You've
damaged.
got the access to the DVLA database, not us.
I don't know who you might know or what connections you think I have, and you don't know that either. So yes, you can say you're suspicious. That's your opinion, but that doesn't automatically make it valid. You always said your point, but I haven't finished speaking yet, so let me be clear about this. That level of suspicion doesn't meet the legal standard, not under the law and not under official guidance. From a legal point of view, what you're describing doesn't qualify as reasonable suspicion at all. Even senior guidance makes it clear that this kind of situation doesn't justify that conclusion. You can't just rely on a feeling. There has to be proper reasoning behind it. Without that, it doesn't hold up if it's ever reviewed properly. Think about it logically. If someone truly intended to do something serious, they wouldn't behave like this. They wouldn't stand openly in public and make it obvious. They would act quietly and avoid attention. What I'm doing is out in the open, visible to everyone, with nothing hidden. That alone should tell you there is no harmful intent here. You're making it sound like this is something extreme, but it clearly isn't. Here is no need to avert simplicity or turn it into something it's not. Let's keep this realistic and grounded in what's actually happening. I'm simply exercising my rights in a public space. Also, your own internal guidance covers situations like this. If you genuinely believe that there was a serious threat, there are specific steps you're meant to follow. If you seen that guidance myself through a official request is, so I know what it says. It isn't super to what you're doing right now. If you want, I can pull it up and show you directly so it is no confusion. The information is publicly available, and it clearly explains the correct procedure. This isn't something I'm guessing about. It is documented and accessible. So here is the reason for misunderstanding here. You said you're satisfied with the search and how it was handled, but I don't agree with that at all. Telling me to leave doesn't change the effect that I'm allowed to be here. I'm not required to go anywhere just because I'm asked without proper grounds. I'm choosing to stay because I know I'm within my rights. You're maintaining the possibility of arrest, but that doesn't concern me. Everything is being recorded, and I'm confident in what I'm doing. I'm not breaking any rules, so here is no reason for me to worry. That's why I'm staying right here. I'm not leaving, and even made that clear already. I'm going to remain here and continue recording as I've been doing. There is nothing wrong with documenting what's happening in a public place. That's entirely within my rights. If you truly believe that there was a serious issue, there are proper channels you should follow. You're supposed to contact the relevant units directly in those situations. That's part of your own instructions and procedures. If this goes further, you address IT properly through the right process.
I don't know who you know, do I? I don't know
Well,
how you're doing it, do I?
Right, so your suspicion, fair enough, you've got that
Fair
suspicion,
enough, you've said it, so
but
fair
it's
enough.
not,
So my
no,
suspicion-
I haven't finished,
Fair
have I
enough.
finished? It's not reasonable suspicion.
It's
Suspicion,
perfectly reasonable for me.
okay,
And
well
I
not,
would imagine-
not in the eyes of the law it's not, and not in the eyes of the chief of police.
But if
You're leaning over a car,
say
another building.
somebody was connected to terrorism, they can probably, they can have got away and know people who can probably attain personal
Do you not think if someone wanted to do a terrorist act, they would come, get off the backside, instead of looking at this on here, get off the backsides, come down and do it themselves and write it down, do it covertly, not leaning over the fence?
You're not, that's not you though, is it?
Because obviously someone's not that stupid.
Is it obvious?
plain sight. Make it too
They
obvious.
say, and also I'll tell you another
You're
thing,
answering your own arguments, and it's
No, I'm
brilliant,
not,
the fact that
idiot.
you're putting it on camera, this.
right? Yous have been told in a memo that if you genuinely suspect that someone taking pictures is a terrorist, are you listening? Because I've got a copy of it under the Freedom of Information Act.
Have you got a copy there?
I shall get it up for you. Right.
We've explained to you where you've been searched. I'm more than happy with the circumstances and the grounds for that.
So you should be.
I asked
Right,
you to
well,
leave the area.
I'm not leaving the area, I don't have
Come
to.
to this yard, there's potential for you to be arrested.
Go for
You've been
it.
monitored on camera.
I couldn't care less. I'm not doing anything wrong, so I couldn't care less.
Alright, thank you very much.
See you
for your
later,
time.
I'm not
I
going.
really appreciate
I'm
it.
not going.
Right, see you
I'm
later.
not going. I'm going to stand here and film everyone and everything. See you later. Walk of shame. That didn't scare me off, did it? See you later, numpties. If you suspect terrorism, you're supposed to contact the terrorism squad directly. That's your instructions. See you in court.